kind of things. So for me, basically, my research with the sandpaper was how can we educate society? Because you can't totally blame criminals for what they are doing. They have their reasons. The economy is just really, really, really bad. Inflation has just shot up right high. Some of the criminals are married people who want to put bread and butter on their tables. And yet, when you look at these cultures, indigenous cultures, they're so poor, just as poor as what we have people in our squatter camps and things like that, but they don't resort to violence. So, what's the difference here? What are we missing? There's a missing link. And that's what my research is, my project, that's my worry.
Is to find the missing link.
It defining the missing link.
So it's almost as though my understanding of what you're saying is like music is an expression of our common humanity.
Yes.
That's one place that transcends all the artificial barriers that we've created that divide us. And if we can find that space and go back to basics, then maybe as humanity we stand a chance.
Exactly. And therefore today when we have world music concerts like the one we did last night, a lot of people are starting to turn to music to find their answers because politicians have failed them. So people go and they try to find their answers within the music. Because music is the strongest form, art form, that can get people from all, a huge diversity of cultures, irrespective of race, color, or creed. Music is the only art form that can bring so many people in one gathering.
Yeah, music is a universal language.
It's a universal language.
And
you don't have to. I mean, we listen to Salif Keita, Yusundu, Angelique Kidjo. We don't understand the language, but we love the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It brings us together. We connect to that.
Yeah.
And therefore, I think people are now no more just going to watch concerts for entertainment. They're looking for answers. And therefore, our music, we have stories to tell within our music. And we hope by what we're doing that people could get some kind of peace or some kind of answer to their problems as to how we could live our lives, how to love your fellow human being, irrespective of his color or creed or religion. You know what I'm saying? Because the world has become so small today that I can say we are one big family. And we only have this one planet. We have nowhere else to go. If we destroy this planet, then we're doomed. There's nowhere to go, and we have to save the planet. We know we're talking about global warming and things like that, but there's a responsibility goes much more further. We can't look upon government to solve all these problems. We have to start from ground level, and that is to go back to the past and see how people used to live. And that's where the answers is. That's where the answers are lying. To take some of the wisdom and then also sharing it with our younger generation. Even if we could bring some of these people from these indigenous areas, rural areas, into our schools. They don't have to have degrees and certificates and stuff like that. And that's another problem we're having with the system. Because, you can't have that woman to come and teach to play the mbira because she hasn't got the necessary qualifications. But yes, she's the only one who can do it. And these people need employment. So why can't we just bring that woman or that old man who's the only one who's playing that instrument to get the instrument to be revived, to be brought back again? Because in 50 years ago, 50 years later, if you see that instrument landing up in a museum and your grandchildren say, Mama or Auntie, whatever, what's that? And you say, I remember there was this guy, his name was Pops Mohamed, 75 years ago. He used to play it. We don't remember what's it. So why aren't they playing it anymore? So we are responsible for those things, right? It could be in a museum, but it should be used. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that people should become traditional musicians or anything. I love hip-hop. I listen to all kinds of music, you know. I listen to the Sand people. I even spoke to the youth, the young Sand kids. They on a different level. Their perspective of life is completely different to that of the elders. Like saying, we don't want to suffer like our elders used to suffer, but we do follow our cultures and our traditions. We love what we're doing. We love what our parents are doing and our ancestors are doing. We want the technology to be brought here in the desert. We don't want to leave here because this place is very special to us. This is where we were born. This is where we want to die. We need information. We need to have television sets here in the desert. We need electricity. We need access to information, and that's what we don't have. So now, as a result of that, they start creating their own rap songs in the same fashion as what Tupac and 50 Cent and Ludacris and all those guys are doing. They're rapping the same as the Americans, but they use it in their mother tongue, but still speaking of issues that's relevant to them within their community, especially amongst the youth.
So it's a way of bridging the two worlds.
Bridging the two worlds, exactly, yeah. That's what it is. So that's my research, and I find it very interesting because I think that our youth could find this information very useful. And I would love one day, if I have the money, or if someone could give us a funding where we could get some of the Sand people or have cultural exchanges of our youth going into the deserts, or people from our informal settlements. We complained about informal settlements that, oh, they're poor and all that. If you have to see how those people are living compared to our guys, our informal settlements are palaces compared to what those people are doing, and they're not complaining.
Yeah.
If we could have cultural exchanges where we could take some of the people into the desert and see how these people are living and learn from them, just to eradicate that thing of, I need to resort to violence because that's the only way of surviving.
I guess if we can find it within ourselves to take personal responsibility. Irrelevant of our circumstances.
Exactly, yeah. Irrelevant of that. And this is a message I'd love to give to the young people out there. Even the elders, some of our elders who may not know of this, that there is a need for indigenous culture in our life. There's a need for us to go back to where we're coming from, because I believe in order to go forward in life, you have to take at least 2 steps backward, because then you have information about who you are, your identity. If you want to go abroad as an ambassador for South Africa or Africa, what they are telling us out there, they're saying, give us something that we don't know, and then we will listen to you. And I think we have the necessary tools to go out there to be ambassadors and also encourage people to come to South Africa or to Africa to come and see how we're living. They can contribute to whatever we need, and we could also in exchange give them the knowledge, because we all can learn from one another as one family.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.